First of all, I'd like to say that I'm genuinely honored to be here today with you all and speaking with the previous inspirational people. Today, I will be talking to you about the importance of the youth in the sustainable development of a nation. So first of all, who are the youth? A youth is someone who is at the center stage between being a child and being an adult. I really want to move my hands, but I don't have a pocket to put the talking thing, so I have to hold the mic. A youth is that individual who will grow up to substitute power from the present generation. And in my belief, this is they're the next part of the cycle, and this, in my belief, is a responsibility. And there is a certain training system that has to take place. This training should begin from when they're children. It should start from an early stage. There should be a certain grooming that should begin from when they're children. So who is a child? A child is a person who is below full mental and physical development and below the age of legal maturity. John Locke, an English philosopher who is known as the father of classical liberalism, came up with a Latin term, tabula rasa. And in English, this means blank slate. This concept states that children are born with their brains blank. They have no mental content. They have no built-in knowledge. But from nurturing and from their environments and environmental influences and experiences, they learn by soaking up information. And this determines how they grow. It determines who they are. It determines how they view themselves. And it also impacts how they view others. These children have no competing imperatives on their minds. They have no obligations. They have no duties. They have no responsibilities. So their minds are fresh, they're ready, and they're ready to start learning both academics and morals. As these children grow, can we go back a slide? Thank you. As these children grow, and their brains develop, they start taking roles. They're becoming young adults. They become teachers. They play the roles of engineers and architects and lawyers and administrators and politicians. These administrators are those people that control the growing economy. These are the people that state the policies in the nation. Next. Sorry. While growing, after playing these roles, we can say that the youth are the pillars that hold the future of a nation. They're also change makers of the present, and they're shapers of the future. While growing up, the youth are easily influenced, and I chose 3 of the most influential factors. Next slide, please. 3 of the most influential factors that affect the youth while they grow. First is the media. Over the last 100 years or so, with the advance in internet, with the growth of information technology, the effect of mass media has exponentially grown and has become one of the strongest channels through which people in general are influenced, especially the youth. The second factor is peer pressure. Peer pressure is the second most influential factor, and peer groups have the effect and they have the ability to influence children's character. It has the ability to influence their behavior and even their development. Peer pressure plays a big role in the social and emotional development of children as they grow. The third factor is role models. We all have role models. We all have people that we look up to, people that we want to be, people that inspire us, people that motivate us. But sometimes we choose the wrong role models. And these people affect us in the negative way. They affect the youth in a negative way. So these influential factors can sometimes go against parental control. Sometimes you can't choose your children's role models. You can't choose what they see. Okay, you can't choose what they see. But so these influential factors, they go against parental control. They can change how parents or guardians or even a society plans on shaping their young children, how they plan on shaping their youth. So this is why we need motivation and inspiration. The youth need to be constantly reminded of their importance in their societies. They need to be motivated. They need to be pushed. They need a little nudge. The youth need motivation and inspiration. Parents need to remind their children of their capabilities. They need to tell them, they need to accept them, because the mentoring process starts from the home. And when the children move on to schools, their teachers should try to understand them. They should try and understand the children's skills and their strengths, and they should allow them to, it's not all about getting full grades and getting all A's. It is about knowing what you're passionate about, what you're enthusiastic about, finding what you love doing and doing that. And on a higher level, the government, we need good schools for these children to attend. They need to offer scholarships for people that cannot afford schools. They also need to pick and train the right people in the society that would teach these children knowledge, that will pass on knowledge to these children, so that when they grow, they can exceed the expectations of the present generation, so that they can build a better nation and make the future better for themselves and for the upcoming generation. Businesses also influence the youth because they're not just an entity on their own. They're part of a society. They also affect the development of a society or the communities in which they operate. A business is any organization that indulges in trading of goods or services, both non-profit organizations and profit organizations. So these businesses need to integrate. They need to respect the rights of children, and they need to respect the rights of the youth in their daily operations, because these youth are they're family members of employees of these businesses. They're the consumers of these businesses. They're also young workers of these businesses, and they're future business owners themselves. So these businesses need to take on the responsibility to implement or make a change, no matter how little, in their own societies. This brings me to the 3 E's. These are education, employment, and empowerment. As we all know, education is very, very, very important. It is the basics. It is the foundation. Next is employment, which I think we have I know we have an employment problem in Nigeria. We have fresh university graduates with no jobs. Opportunities should be given to these fresh graduates whose brains are ready, they're enthusiastic to start learning, to start implementing what they have been learning. Imagine you have been going to school all your life, and then you finally graduate, and you're just sitting with nothing to do. So these young adults need the opportunities to start implementing in the societies, to start giving back to what they have been learning. The third is empowerment, which is the theme of today. Youth empowerment is basically a process where the youth gain the ability and the authority to make their own decisions. It is giving them an opportunity to share their ideas and start solving problems in their societies, no matter how little. It is letting the youth know that what they think and what they want matters. This will push them, this will give them the zeal to start playing the roles that are necessary in the sustainable development of their nations. And when I say sustainable development, it means a development process that doesn't stop, that's continuous, not just you start something and then you stop it. It is ongoing. I believe that the problem we have in Nigeria with the youth is that they don't know their rights. We do not give them the opportunity to voice their ideas or to share their ideas or to show us their vision. There are a lot of talented people, a lot of talented young children that just go to school and they just have a degree or do their masters and just start working. They have talents, they have a lot of things to give, but we do not give them the opportunity. So the older generation that are there, I want to tell you that are here, sorry. I want to tell you that a candle loses none of its light by lighting other candles. If anything, it makes the room brighter. Young people should have a vision. If you have a vision, implement it. Do something. Don't just sit at home and wait for something to come to you. You know, the boys in my house, they sit literally 12 hours a day playing FIFA. I can see you all. Stand up and do something. Don't just complain, as they said earlier. Also, the Nigerian youth, they're not, I wouldn't say they're not passionate, because we do have very, very passionate people, very talented people, but I think we're scared. That's the problem, because we just sit and we rely on the older generation. The older generation should also try and mentor the youth, and they should get ready to vacate these roles in order for the upcoming generation to take over. As the joy of an aging father or a leader or a nation is knowing that they have successors who are worthy to take over. And these are the youth, because they're not only future leaders of tomorrow, because the youth are the future. Thank you.